HelloFresh takes the guesswork and the extra hassle out of planning and preparing delicious meals for dinner. America's #1 meal kit, HelloFresh gives you over 40 recipes to choose from each week. And then your farm-fresh, pre-portioned seasonal ingredients arrive at your doorstep with simple instructions to help you feel like the master chef of your kitchen. And did you know that HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% less expensive than takeout? HelloFresh has been an awesome addition to our household's dinner routine. We all get involved and cook together, following the pictured step-by-step instructions. It's a fun quality time and the meals are delicious. Give it a try and see for yourself. Go to HelloFresh.com/50havingitall and use code 50havingitall for 50% off plus free shipping. Again, to get 50% off plus free shipping, go to HelloFresh.com/50havingitall and use code 50havingitall.
Why don't more infant formula companies use organic, grass-fed whole milk instead of skim? Why don't more infant formula companies use the latest breast milk science? Why don't more infant formula companies run their own clinical trials? Why don't more infant formula companies use more of the proteins found in breast milk? Why don't more infant formula companies have their own factories instead of outsourcing their manufacturing? We wondered the same thing. So we made ByHeart, a better formula for formula. Learn more at byheart.com.
Welcome to Having It All. My name is Matthew Bivens, and each week I bring you conversations and insights that explore the question, what does having it all mean to you? My goal is to leave you with stories you can relate to and messages you can take action on so that you can create an abundant, loving life. I am so excited that you're here to hang out with me today. Now, let's jump right into this episode. Today's episode is all about a powerful piece of wisdom that was passed down to me from my coach and mentor, which has absolutely shifted my paradigm around fear and how I approach and handle fears in my life. But before we get into that, I want to acknowledge one of you awesome listeners out there who reached out to me via email to share some things that was going on with them and really just to create a new relationship, which I absolutely love. So April, I appreciate your email. Thank you so much. And April was inspired by an episode that was published back in August. On August 17th, the episode is titled, I Can't Fucking Do This, Breaking Your Fear Pattern Once and for All. And so I guess it's fitting that I'm shouting out April in the episode she was inspired by on this episode when we're about to jump into a topic that is about fear. So again, April, thank you so much for the email. And if any of you are inspired to reach out, I absolutely love hearing from you. And you could email me directly at my personal Gmail email address, which is mattcbivens@gmail.com. That's MATTC Bivens, BIVENS, @gmail.com. And I read and reply to every single email. So please keep them coming. So on to today's topic. Now, my coach was telling me this when I was stepping into some fears of my own. And it is awesome. So I'm just going to share it with you. So what he was telling me is that fear is like butter and courage is like fire. And when you apply that courage to fear, when you apply the fire to the butter melts, which is awesome. However, in order to get that fear to fully disappear, in order to get that butter to fully evaporate, you really have to put the heat on it and you got to turn it up and it's got to be consistent. So what that means is when you have something that you're afraid of in your life, maybe it's a conversation you need to have with somebody, or maybe it's stepping into something new. Doing that thing, having that conversation, stepping into that new arena, like that's putting the heat onto the butter and that's going to melt it. But you got to keep it up. You got to stay consistent. You got to follow it all the way through so that that fear, that butter evaporates. That's when you've transcended the fear. Putting the heat on it is great, but you got to keep that heat on in order to actually transcend it. HelloFresh takes the guesswork and the extra hassle out of planning and preparing delicious meals for dinner. America's #1 meal kit, HelloFresh gives you over 40 recipes to choose from each week. And then your farm-fresh, pre-portioned seasonal ingredients arrive at your doorstep with simple instructions to help you feel like the master chef of your kitchen. And did you know that HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% less expensive than takeout? HelloFresh has been an awesome addition to our household's dinner routine. We all get involved and cook together, following the pictured step-by-step instructions. It's a fun quality time, and the meals are delicious. Give it a try and see for yourself. Go to HelloFresh.com/50havingitall and use code 50havingitall for 50% off plus free shipping. Again, to get 50% off plus free shipping, go to HelloFresh.com/50havingitall and use code 50havingitall.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses, so don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
And so the scenario that he was sharing that with me was around stepping into what are called abundant love sessions. And that's what my wife and I, I've shared in a previous podcast that my wife and I are not monogamous, that we encourage one another to create different experiences with other people, other couples. And this can be solo, just one-on-one things, or as a group with her and I, with another person or another couple. And so for me, doing that, stepping into those experiences, those situations, was by far the scariest thing that I could have imagined. This is us being married. We'd been married for a little while, and then we started to explore this, and every single construct I had around marriage, around monogamy, around masculinity, all of those things were being challenged by stepping into an experience where I would be creating something powerful with another person, and Sarah would be doing the same thing. So for me, stepping into those situations, being bold, being vulnerable, and really just going into those fears, that was me turning the heat on that butter. And it started to melt. I mean, I can remember after the very first experience, when the evening was complete, I thought to myself, wow, I was scared as shit that pretty much that whole time. But you know what? There were parts of it that I found very exciting. My body, like I felt the energy moving through my body, and I could not deny that energy. And I thought to myself, you know what? You also didn't die, right? Because that's like the ultimate endpoint of our fears, is that we die. My ego is afraid of death. And so that was what I was telling myself. I'm like, man, you were scared shitless, but you moved through it, you enjoyed parts of it, and you didn't die. Okay, you can continue to do this. So stepping into that situation was me putting the heat on the butter, doing it that one time. However, consistently doing that, having these experiences with other people consistently over a long period of time, now that is turning the heat up on that butter so that it goes from being melted to actually evaporating and disappearing. And so where I'm at right now is I can't say that the butter has absolutely 100% evaporated, but you know what? Most of that shit is gone. Most of my fears are gone around abundant love, around exploring what love and intimacy truly means for myself. Because like I say, I was scared shitless. I was so afraid. Heart beating, sweaty armpits, couldn't stay present. Could not stay present in the person who was sitting across from me. Instead, I'm thinking about Sarah, and I'm worrying about what's going on over there. I couldn't like my body wasn't fully engaging, to go from that place to just truly stepping into my, I mean, I feel like the best way to put it is to stepping into that raw masculine power that I have, that all men have. Just stepping into that fully and embracing that shit for what it is and loving it. To go from that first place to where I'm at now is insane. I never thought it would be possible. And the only way I got there was by turning that heat up on that butter, turning that heat up on that fear until it melted and started to evaporate. So I know in your life, you've got some fear that's been hanging around for a long time. Something that you had intended to do, something that a person that you wanted to talk with or do something with, a situation, a job perhaps you wanted to get out of, whatever it is, like you've got some fear, and it might be time for you to turn up the heat on it a little bit. It might be time for you to melt that butter. And then once you've done that once you can see that you can conquer that fear in that moment, well, then it's time to truly transcend that fear by just applying that heat and continuing to put reps in it and doing it again and again and again and again until that fear evaporates. Now, that's all great. However, let's go back to the ego, because our egos are so smart. So smart. And so when you are unable to really transcend that fear and get through it because you keep outsmarting yourself, you keep justifying why you don't need to do it, you keep rationalizing inaction, you keep telling yourself that it's okay, at that moment, what you need is some sort of accountability. You need some person, some people, something. Actually, no, not something. People. You need an individual or a group of people to hold you accountable to doing what you say you're going to do. So in this case, hold you accountable to addressing that fear. So that's my advice to you. Find an individual, find a group of people who are going to hold you accountable to your fear, but aren't going to buy into it. That means you need to find people who are about moving past fears themselves, who understand what that's like, who know that you got to keep the heat up on the fear in order for you to transcend it. Find those people, because they're going to make sure that you do what you need to do in order to move past that fear. And many times, if they're the type of person who's been there, done that, understands it, and who's really connected and is on your, looking out for your growth, they're going to win in the process. When you win, when you transcend your fear, they're going to win as well.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Every day, my employees get scam emails. I wanted to protect my business and clients, so I checked out CISA's Secure Our World. They've got 4 simple ways we can protect our businesses from online threats. Learn more at cisa.gov/Secure Our World.
So if you know that you have some sort of fear, and it feels huge, it feels like the mountain that you just cannot cross, but you know that the other side of that mountain is your power, is true freedom. True freedom. Because fear, man, that shit is like shackles. They're weights. They hold you down. And you carry your fears in your body. You carry your apprehensions. You carry your stresses. They show up in your body all over the place. Knots in your shoulders, extra rolls around the middle, aches and pains in your joints. Many times that shit is simply fears and stresses and the things that are weighing on your mind, on your conscious. It's energy. That energy has to go somewhere. It's going to go into your body and it's going to manifest itself as discomfort and pain. And so you know what that feels like. And you also potentially might know what it feels like to try to numb all that stuff. Maybe you were like me. Maybe you smoked a lot of weed. Maybe you drink. Maybe you do whatever else it is, probably unhealthy, to try to work on those fears. And maybe you're thinking, okay, I'm ready to climb that mountain. I'm ready to get on the other side of my fears, and just having this little nugget for you to implant in your brain that fear is like butter and courage is like fire. Perhaps you'll be like me and that shit can take you far. And if you are, and if it does resonate, and if you do feel like you're ready to go after that fear, again, that my extra tip for you is to find somebody who's going to hold you accountable to going after that, who's not going to buy into your fear, and who's going to win when you win. You know, it's like the saying that we never do anything alone, which is insanely true. So you do not have to conquer your fears alone. You don't. You can choose to, but you don't have to. So that's today's episode. It's a little bit on the shorter side, but that's cool because this is a big topic for a lot of people. And obviously for myself, you know, the fear that I stepped into was, like I said, the scariest thing that I could imagine. And that's part of the reason why I stepped into it, because I felt like, shit, if I can conquer the scariest thing I can think of, I can do anything. And I know the very same thing is for you. So, like I said at the top of the episode, I would love to hear from you. If you want to share with me your biggest fear, that thing, that butter that right now is just hard as a diamond, you want to share that with me, I would love to hear it. And I would love to just give you some compassion and be a person that, you know, can listen. If you want to share, my email again is mattcbivens@gmail.com, mattcbivens@gmail.com, and I would love to hear from you. And that's all for me today. So with that, my name is Matthew Bivens, and here is to you having it all. 2 quick things before you leave. First, did you know that the Having It All podcast is a part of the Fireside Network? Yep, we are one of the esteemed shows that calls Fireside Network home. That means if you ever want to listen to a show outside of iTunes or Stitcher or whatever your favorite podcasting app is, all you need to do is visit firesidenetwork.com and under shows, select Having It All. From there, you can access all the episodes, see the show notes, learn about my guests, and more. Second, I am very excited to announce that my brand new website is live. Visit matthewbivens.com and you can learn more about me, get plugged into an accountability group, and pick up some free content like the Abundance Benchmark. I am all about helping you not only identify what your ideal life looks like, but also helping you on your journey towards it. I want you to experience more abundance and love in your life. So, again, you can find out more information about all of that great stuff at matthewbivens.com. Thank you once more for listening to the show, and here is to you having it all.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered unpacking.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.